welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing TCU Horned Frogs 765 Georgia Bulldogs in the 2023 College Football Playoff National Championship. How about them dogs? Georgia repeats as national champions. First team in college football playoff history to do that back to back. Not even Bama has done it. Georgia whips up on TCU to win the national championship. It was over by halftime, and it was the worst national championship game ever because it was boring. I mean, Georgia did score a lot of points, but still, game was over at the half. Scoring was as follows. In the first quarter, Stetson Bennett with a 21-yard rushing touchdown, 7-0. Stetson Bennett pulls the ball in. Green for days, runs into the end zone, makes it 7-0, easy as you like. Jack Podlesny later on scores a 24-yard field goal to make it 0-10, which keeps TCU's hopes alive a little bit because Max Duggan throws a laser that sets up a 2-yard touchdown run for Max Duggan to make it 7-10. But after that, it was all Georgia, all Georgia. The last scoring play of the first quarter, Ladd McConkey gets a laser thrown to him, 37-yard touchdown catch to make it 7-17, 10-point lead for Georgia. And they just one let up from there. In the second quarter, Stetson Bennett has another rush touchdown, his second of the night, 6-yard rush touchdown to make it 7-24. Kendall Milton punches it in, 1-yard touchdown run to make it 7-31. Adonai Mitchell with a 22-yard touchdown catch. He gets it in his hands, holds on to it. Yes, there was a TCU defender's hand in there, but Mitchell had possession. They give it to him, 7-38, and it's 7-38, 38-7 Georgia at halftime, and it was over by then. And it just stays over. Third quarter, Brock Bowers with a 22-yard touchdown catch, 45-7. Amazing catch by Brock Bowers, by the way. Ladd McConkey gets his second catch, touchdown catch, 14-yard touchdown catch, 52-7. Then Branson Robinson punches it in the fourth quarter, 1-yard touchdown run while they were on the goal line, 59-7. Then Branson Robinson breaks out for a 19-yard touchdown run to put the cherry on top, 65-7 in the fourth quarter. And that's the way it would end, 65-7. Georgia. Do I even need to talk about it before I start with this? TCU, welcome to the National Championship Casino, where you can only win titles in blood diamonds. Blood diamonds. Because you definitely followed the rules of National Championship Casino. Because you go to casino, spend all your money, watch all your money disappear. You went all in just to win the Fiesta Bowl. And then once you got to the national championship, you played more nervous than somebody going on their first hunting trip. My word. Y'all, every time you spun a slot, it went up bar, bar, bar. Every time Georgia spun, it came up 7-7-7. Hell, we could talk about y'all got lapped. Y'all won qualifying, Georgia didn't. Or y'all won qualifying one, they won qualifying two. But you were way more dominant in your qualifier. But you have the real race and you get lapped by 5 laps when it really mattered. That's what happened to y'all, TCU. You got pasted. You got pasted. I thought it better. I expected better of TCU. I expected better. I thought Max Duggan would do very similarly to what Stroud did for Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. I thought the way TCU played was very similar, but with a better quarterback, which is exactly why Georgia probably snuffed them out. Because Georgia realized what their mistakes were in the Peach Bowl that led them to almost being knocked out there. And they played much better defensively. Offensively, Stetson Bennett had the best game of his life. Stetson Bennett had the best game of his life. And it's not going to get him any draft stock or any draft discussion. He's still not going to go to the NFL. This man is still not going to go to the NFL. Which is, honestly, if he plays like that, he'd be great. Sadly enough, he won't. And sadly enough, he won't get drafted. Hell, even Cardale Jones got drafted. And he was probably the second most fraudulent CFP era quarterback. Ain't that something? So, maybe we'll hear more when the draft starts heating up, but I don't see it. Maybe somebody drafts Stetson Bennett mid-round because of this performance. And you know what? He played damn well. I'll give him the good vibes and good thoughts because he played well. Best game he's ever had in his life as a Georgia player. Better than last year's national championship, better than the Peach Bowl, better than any game I've seen him play. He does show that he's got a lot of talent. And he's got a lot of ceiling. He's not a complete fraud who frauded his way to 2 national championships. No, Georgia won today because of him. Yeah, Georgia's defense was great, but TCU did not play the best that they could have played. They played the worst game of their season at the worst time possible. Even worse than the Kansas State game, the Big 12 championship. It was the worst game they've played all year at the worst time possible. And you can say, hey, that's life. That's sports. Georgia were the better team. Yes, they were the more talented team. They should have won. And they proved why they deserve to win. I agree. Georgia is a damn good team. They're in the SEC for a reason, and the SEC just means more for a reason. Georgia is a damn good team. Kirby Smart's a damn good coach, and they're going to be good for a while, even without Stetson. That Beck guy was definitely not a scrub. I could tell you that much. Watching this game. With that said, though, TCU were dreadful. No running, 1 great pass, 1 touchdown, nothing else. Defensively, cut through like Swiss cheese. They had no defense. None. 0. Yeah, they forced 1 punt. And, as well, they didn't get scored on that last drive because Georgia just chose to run out the clock. And TCU gave up. But the thing that gets me the most is that TCU started going for it the fourth quarter when it didn't even matter. They should have started going for it middle of the second quarter. They didn't get the memo until it was way too late. And they never got it because they shouldn't have got it. That's what we call you did wrong. You deserve to screw it up. That fourth down, you should have started going for it in the second quarter. At that point, it was over already. Middle of the second quarter. Stetson Bennett threw 6 touchdowns. He has as many touchdowns as Joe Burrow had in 2020's national championship. They share the record of most touchdowns responsible for in CFP finals. And Joe Burrow's probably going to go back to the Super Bowl, and Stetson Bennett's going to be an undrafted quarterback. Maybe not after tonight, but we'll find out. I ain't heard no draft commotion on Stetson Bennett, last year or this year. And Georgia fans would like you to believe that he was the best Georgia quarterback ever. Well, that's still a pretty low bar, but, well, yeah, that's still a pretty low bar. With that being said, though, Jake Fromm was pretty good. Murray was pretty good, but it's just weird how the Stetson Bennett discourse may just change a whole 180 after tonight, you know? That's the thing that gets me. It's either going to change a whole 180 or not change at all, and I'm very interested to see that. I really am. Because, is he a good quarterback? Yes, he is. He proved in his last game ever in college that he's not a fraud that was carried to a national championship. You could say, but what about that last couple of drives against Ohio State? Fair. But 2 drives and a whole game proves that he's not a fraud. Good for him. Does that do anything for him, though? I don't know. But then again, Stetson Bennett could easily be like Brock Purdy. Easily. So it's just weird how Georgia over-exceeded expectations, but they were the better team anyway, you know? It's like, I thought it was going to be 35-31 either way. I didn't expect Georgia to just come out and whip TCU up and down the field. Pace them. Just rip them apart. I didn't expect that. I don't think... There's a lot of Georgia fans who said that Georgia was going to roll, but I didn't think so. I didn't think in a national championship game a team could roll like this. There's never been a blowout like this in a college football national championship game, BCS or CFP. There never has. 65 points is the most points scored by a winner. And a 58-point win is the largest win in national championship history. The last time you have to be closest was 2004 USC, and that doesn't even count anymore because NCAA rules. So, 36-point win by USC in 04, 58 by Georgia in 22. That just shows you how dominant they were tonight. And Alabama got 2 28s, and Clemson got a plus 28 winning differential. That just shows you how much Georgia dominated. And it's crazy because Georgia played the perfect game. They played the best game ever. National championship history, one of the best games in college football history. Great defense, great offense, great special teams. Hell, they even missed an extra point for good measure, but could have been 66-7. But this game was a total joke. If you're a TCU fan, if you're a Georgia fan, you're happy about it. And if you're down the middle, it sucked. Even if you're an SEC guy, it sucked. You know, because for me, yeah, it just means more, but they sort of just took the piss. And I don't blame Georgia because, well, Georgia's a state where, you know, the Super Bowl, they had a big lead. You know, they had a very big lead, and they blew it in the second half. So I don't blame Georgia for keeping on the pressure because I don't think Max Duggan would have pulled a Tom Brady, but, you know, who knows? Anything can happen, right? But hey, wasn't there a really good version of 28-3 that happened? Oh yeah, Stetson Bennett is 28-3, or was 28-3 as a Georgia quarterback. Probably now 29-3. So, hey, at least that's pretty cool. Did they add it already? I don't know. Well, hey, at least it's positive a bit, right? It didn't end up being 28-4. It ended up being 29-3. Good omen, I guess. Georgia, though. If I were you, celebrate. Be proud. The Georgia Bulldogs walked TCU like a dog. TCU, if I were you, yes, I'd be proud about the run of the whole season, but I would be very sad about how this game went, because this game was a heartbreaker, a soul breaker, and I don't know if you'll be back. Yeah, Sonny Dykes is a great coach, but are TCU going to be back? No, I mean, I'm sure they're going to be good. I'm sure they're going to have good moments, but I don't know if they'll be back at least soon in the College Football National Championship. Now, could they win the Big 12? Yeah. Are they not going to pull a Baylor? I don't think so. But this was TCU's chance, and they pissed it away, frankly. And I think that's going to have to take some soul searching, frankly. It's just crazy how this game went. Like, this is not what I expected at all. I expected a very close game, a 4-point, 3-point win on either side, and it went over. Oh, this game went over, and I should have bet the over. But it did not go over the way I expected it to. Georgia did most of the leg work. Should have bet the over, though. That would have been great. But with that being said, TCU, you got to do some soul searching. Georgia, you're back to where you were. You're still champions. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Uncle Lou is proud, I bet. Probably was chilling after the first quarter. Probably proud. Happy for him. Gets to keep his crown and his title belt. And there you go. So, with With that being said, congratulations, Georgia. Commiserations, TCU, and legitimately, because that was painful. With that being said, Georgia, national champions, back-to-back. Good for y'all. And I guess the SEC championship next year is going to be Mississippi State versus Georgia, the battle of the Bulldogs, yeah? I hope so. And maybe the national championship, too. We'll find out. With that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you on Friday for my NFL playoff predictions. I'll see you then. Unless there's big news, MLS or TFC-wise in the middle of the week. But I will at least see you on Friday. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. How about them dogs?